Come on, let's go. Comment line. There we go. Comment line is in. Welcome, everybody. We'll hang tight here, let everybody check in. I know everybody's busy tonight. Probably wrapping last-minute presents. This is what I did about an hour ago. Got everything all done. Click here. Oh, click the wrong thing. Oh, no, I got it. Boom. There we go. All right. We got people checking in already. Rocking. Boom. There we go. Get my post in real quick for all you guys interested in trail maintenance, trail advocacy, anything to do trails in our state. Oklahoma Earth Bike Fellowship OEF is the place to be, and just dropped a link out there. Every time I've mentioned it, we've had at least 1 or 2 join, so let's keep the roll and keep adding to the roster. And I better back up. I'm missing everybody that's popping in. Oh, come on, Javon Scruggins. What's happening, Javon? I think you're the first one. It's kind of gray up above you, so I guess that's it. Doug Awesome at Darren Hall. Samantha Walker. What's happening, guys? Aaron King, Katie Winters, Craig McIntyre. We'll talk with Craig or about Craig here in a little bit. Darren Hall, hola, what's happening? Lauren Mays is in the house. Aaron King, shout out. Back at you. Hi, Lauren, back at you as well. Lauren, just give us a shout. I'm not in charge of that whole process, but hey, let's look at it and see what we can do. If you had trouble registering or anything like that, just give me a shout offline and let me know the trouble, and if I can't help you, then I can definitely find someone that can. So we'll get that fixed up. So definitely give me a shout out later, and we'll offline, and we'll definitely do something about that. Cyanola, Stacy Cook, hey Stacy, Austin Edgar, Nicholas Blades. Alrighty, got almost 3 minutes in. I'll keep an eye on everybody checking in. So busy night. So I've got all kinds of lineup stuff going on here. I've got like 2 polar opposites here. This is Mark Ellis's new favorite beer. I think I may have ruined him. He likes the Natty Light Natter Days. So just, I don't know if he was keeping that secret or not, but I've now made that public for all of his Medicine Park friends. So please shame Mark Ellis. He loves the Natty Light, especially the Natter Days. But then right next to that, got me, let me get it over there. There we go. 90-minute Imperial IPA, Dogfish Head. That stuff will get your attention. So, but most importantly, a new discovery. I've shared it with a few of you guys. Thanks to Steve Cordis and Steve Aldridge, SA, who I think he's on vacation somewhere, way away deer hunting somewhere. We had lunch together the other day, and we discovered Screwball. So if you have not tasted this, you should. It's hard to find because it's real popular. It's got a sheep on it, Screwball spelled with a K. It is peanut butter whiskey. I know it sounds weird, but it is delicious. So my buddy Craig Price I talked to yesterday, he owns a liquor store in Weatherford. I stopped in and talked to him, and he said that you could take what was it? Like a little bit of Fireball and this, and it mixes really well too. So let's go up here. I'm missing a bunch of people. Elizabeth Chittendam, what's happening? Welcome from Tulsa. JB Shootman, Jack Christian, and Dustin Easter, both from Oak City-ish. What's happening? Fellow American. Yes, fellow American Nick Blades. Good call, Aaron King. So, Nick, our out-of-state guy, got his he is officially United States citizen as of last week, I think. So that was a pretty cool little ceremony. I saw that. So awesome. Merry Christmas, Elizabeth. James Daniels in the house again. What's happening, James? Ryan Palomba. Ryan partaked in the screwball taste. So peanut butter whiskey, Herb Brown. There you go. There you go. Ryan's talking about it as well. Lauren Mays, we may have another connection. She says her husband sells this, so I'll definitely have to hit you up. This is our new go-to in my Homer Simpson shot glass. So, you know. Jeremy Houchin's in the house. Welcome, Bike Lab. All righty. So first and foremost, on the topic list, and just for you smartasses last week, I rechecked the whole video. At 9:24, you can see that I said topics, not topless. So just wanted to get that out there. And we're going to move on to the topic list today. So got quite a few topics, but we'll cut through most of them pretty quickly. Probably be about an hour tonight, I think. Winter solstice update, upcoming events, remote site or remote venue next week. So I'll give you a little update on that. The adult team challenge. We skipped that last week because I ran over on time. Real quick training tip, and this just kind of came up through a couple of questions I had this week, and so I thought I would just throw it out there to everybody. And then a Steed update, and then any Q&A you guys might have, and we'll rock and roll out. So let me get comfy here and get this going, and let's see. Nick Blade, you're welcome, brother. Scott Bozone, what's up? I'm gonna make a mess, knocking stuff off my table after I so carefully lined it all up. And Kevin Caldwell. All right, let's go ahead and hit topic number one, winter solstice, 2019 AD. Do this every year. Our team warm-up crew, they always pull off a good event. Again, this is just a ride, hanging out, getting together. They always have a little, a new little take on the course to throw in, and have the blow-up pub rocking. They have music going, beers flowing, and most importantly, we have all kinds of flavors for the pretzel dogs. They had 4 flavors of pretzel dogs this year, so that was pretty spectacular, and they were quite delicious. So I had a couple. So yeah, let's see. So I just had like some real quick notes on that. So it was awesome. I crashed, and then slid out in the sand 3 times. So I didn't ride very well. Watson was killing us. Lazy Circles Brewing was the bomb. Had a Corey Denton sighting. It's been a while since I've seen Corey, so thumbs up. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and Tobin had the most bomb pants on. He had plaid. He had a plaid suit, and he rode in it. A plaid jacket, plaid pants. Spectacular. So, enough said about winter solstice. It was awesome as usual. I don't think there's an event our team warm-up crew does that it's not awesome. Whew. That's good stuff. Strong. Hey, Kevin. Kevin Caldwell's in the house. Debbie Ugleen. Merry Christmas. Brandy Walker. What's happening, Brandy? Upcoming events. So we've checked one off the list, which is the winter solstice. That was last weekend. Super cool. Got me a little gravel ride in the morning of with Steve Cordes and Alex Canada over at Medicine Park, and then I cruised on over to Norman and did the winter solstice. So I kind of doubled up that day. It's good stuff. Hey, Brandy. Darren Moore, Rory Peterson. What's up, guys? Upcoming events, January 1, just around the corner. So we've got Christmas tomorrow, and then we've got a few days in the weekend, and then that's going to roll us right around into New Year's Day and New Year's Day commitment ride that we do every year. I think it's the 6th annual, 7th annual, something like that. I looked it up, and then I forgot to write it down on my notes. So probably have it over here on this side. It's the 6th annual. I did write it down in last week's notes. So 6th annual. Have a groovy Saturnalia. Darren, you're always making me think. Kevin Wagner, what's happening? So I'm gonna have a busy weekend. Josh Potts, who you guys see checking in here and rides in our races, coming down, and we're gonna do some riding. Got some pre-ride stuff or some team stuff that I'm doing. We're gonna knock out a few trails and work our way to Shawnee, and then eventually be ready to do the New Year's commitment ride at St. Crispin's on the 1st. So that's our plan, and that's next on our schedule. So it's an awesome little event, fun, and it's good way to go kick off the new year, and also get a little ride in at St. Crispin's. It's always good. January 11th. I still have not registered for this. I'm still probably missed the early registration deadline, but it's still open. Ouachita Gravel Grind. Or yeah, it's the I put grinder, but I think it's actually grind. It's the Ouachita Gravel Grind in Jessieville. We did this last year. It's pretty cool. I'm quite impressed with this event. And we had a ball last year. We took like 7 or 8 on our team down there, all piled in one car, and stayed the night, and then got up the next day and rode in the rain and the wet and the fog and the cold. And honestly, it was great. I was not that bad, and had a good time. Just couldn't see. That was about it. And because the terrains really doesn't get muddy, so just dealing with rooster tails, it was really hard to see, and basically had to shuck the glasses probably 10 miles in and just shove them in my jersey, and then just looked like I had a mud mask on when we were done. So my skin was probably really good the next day. Oh, Josh, you'll be fine, brother. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll do well. January 19th, the Mike Schmidt Mystery Endurance Race. So I got some more scoop on this story. I hear the course is going to be great. Here it's going to be a very fast course. And also here, we still don't know how long it's going to be. That's the mystery part of it. But the course is going to be super fast and flowy, and I think you guys are going to dig it from what I hear. Again, I don't know the course. I'm just kind of getting tidbits from the team warm-up guys. I did get a good Mike Smith story. So, and this probably goes back to, him and Randy Colburn doing their thing and smashing each other and trying to kill each other. And then they go out on these rides. So I guess this is kind of the whole idea behind the mystery endurance ride. And that is because Mike tends to have this thing where he's like, yeah, come on out. Yeah, we're just going to do, 50 miles, on the road, or, we're going to go out and, do this much. And then, 75 miles in, your guys are like, okay, so when are we going to be done? He's like, yeah, it's almost done. We're just around the corner. And I guess that kind of is the theme with most of his rides. So quite entertaining. And it's going to be it's a good theme, and it's going to be a super cool event. So again, January 19th, Mike Schmidt, Mystery Endurance Ride. Awesome. Brian McGinnis checked in. What's happening, Brian? February 1, Gravel Growler. So super cool gravel event. Lots of cool pros coming down and been there in the past, and we got some new ones. I don't have a list of all of them, but I'm going to get that list, and we're going to talk about all of that. Not today. I'll brief you on that in a minute. I'm going to keep the Gravel Growler short for right now because I'm going to talk about it here in just a little bit in more detail. But Gravel Growler, super cool event. Been doing it for a few years now. Shawnee, Spoklahoma, Craig McIntyre and his crew. It's a great event. We've had a ball doing it. We always enjoy the course. More importantly, the hanging out, the location downtown. They're super cool with the way that they do things downtown, so that you may come to race, but you can bring your family, and there's all kinds of cool stuff for your family to do so that they're not bored to death while you're out riding for, for 4 and 5 hours. So anyway, so great event. Get signed up. I'm already signed up. We'll be there and knocking that thing out of the park. Let's see. Chili Bike, February 16th. So again, I think we talked about that last week. Most of you are fairly familiar with this. This is basically just a big t-shirt ride. It's a great way to kick off your season if you really haven't done any events and you're just doing mountain bike. Well, I guess you could kick it off with doing the Mystery Endurance Ride, but this is another good one if you're not into racing. And basically the McMurtry system is set up with 4 trails, 2 on each side of the lake, 2 on the east and 2 on the west. There's a connector in the middle, and the goal is to try to ride all 4 trails plus the connector in the middle. You don't have to. You can ride as many as you want, and then they have T-shirts for that. I think I can't remember. I don't know what they have this year. They used to have different color codes, and I think someone told me what the color codes were for the number of trails that you rode. So, but anyway, it's a cool event. Cool to go experience all their trails, and yeah, I've done it off and on for many years. So a lot of times the weather just doesn't work out for us on that time frame. So if it's really, really bad, I typically don't like to go do that one. But that's just me. So welcome, Bill Novak, Daryl Stilson. So that's really all I have on my list, except the last one, which is February 23rd. You guys have heard me talk about that, and I'll close with it. But Lake Tom Steed, the Great Escape, Lake Tom Steed Great Escape. I posted the event page today, so if you guys are interested, get on there and say you're going, say you're interested, and I will keep you updated there. So that way I'm not bombarding the Tour de Dirt webpage with stuff. I can keep it just to the event page. So yeah. Ryan Gabriel's in the house as well. GT Georgie Gito. And hey, Daryl, back at you. Okay, so I want to go back to the Gravel Growler because my next topic is remote site. So I talked to Craig a bit from the Gravel Growler last week, right after the show, and we decided that we're going to do a live show. So I'm free, I'm on break, and I plan on doing the commitment ride the next day. So Tuesday's the 31st. New Year's is on Wednesday the next day. So I'm just going to blaze on over to Shawnee. We're going to set up in his shop. We're going to do a live show from there and just talk to Craig and whoever happens to be there. My buddy Josh Potts is going to be with me, so we'll get him on the show as well too. And yeah, anybody that wants to show up and hang out, we're going to be at the at Spoklahoma, and we're going to be talking with Craig and talking Gravel Growler and everything that it entails. So So yeah, so that's the plan. That's the remote site. So I'm going to be in Shawnee at Spoklahoma next Tuesday. So tune in, and/or if you're bored, come on out. Come hang out with us. Oh. Ryan Paloma says, hey, Forrest. So did Forrest Smith check in and I missed it? Forrest, if I missed it and you're there, welcome. I can't believe I missed that. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I haven't done a remote site in a while. Done a couple of them. I did one with Sheridan. I did one real far back from Twisted Spike Brewing. That was a show. That was a little that got out of hand. I think we were doing the I think I was doing the 60-minute IP with Sheridan at Celestial last year, so that wasn't too bad. Oh, okay, Ryan, I got you. Not our Forrest Smith, but Forrest is in like yeah, the movie. I'm with you. All right, we're moving right along. 21 minutes, and I am already on number 4. So we may get this done quick. Number 4, this is one that I missed last week. Oh, it smells so good. Cheers. Peanut butter whiskey. Screwball. Guys got to try it out. Oh, man. It's my new favorite. Even though I do still have Team Wine Box over here for me. So I'm back. I'm back off my bottle and back to my box. So Herb Brown's in the house again. Looks like he must have got kicked off and had to rejoin. Team Challenge. Skipped that last week, and we had talked about the Kids Cup Team Challenge, and I just wanted to also talk about the Adult Team Challenge. You guys go ahead and start thinking about your teams. You don't have to have anything formal yet. I usually give you a couple races into the season before you have to have them finalized. And then you still can make changes, although those changes after those 2 races will cost you a few bucks. Adults, it's a $50 entry fee per team. So find your team, get you $50. Get a form filled out, forms on the website, and create your roster. So it does not have to be a team. So obviously we're Bike Lab. You got Team Phoenix, you got Sound Pony, Fat Tire, all the different teams out there. Those are teams and shop teams, but it doesn't have to be a team like that. It could just be, you got 5 buddies that ride, and doesn't matter what teams you're on. If you're not on a Team Challenge team, you can create your own team and, just call it whatever you want. And as long as you turn in a roster, pay me the $50, you guys are in the hunt. So, yeah, so it's all good. We made a change 2 years ago, I think. Maybe 18. I think 2018 is when we made the change. The way the Team Challenge works, you turn in your roster. You're allowed 25 maximum. So you can put 25 people on your roster. You don't have to have 25. That's just the maximum you can. Of that roster, whatever you turn into me, 25 or less, at the end of every race, I look at all the points that each one of those people scored in their respective division, and I take the top 4 scores. So that's it. So, you have 25 people, only 4 of those scores are going to count, and it's the top 4. So the reason we do 4, we made one small change, which is moving from 5 to 4. And I know it seems like a very small change, but the reasoning behind it and the impact, to me, has played out the way we thought. And that is we wanted to make it where smaller teams still could be in the hunt so that we could have more teams. Because we were basically getting 3 teams, and then that was about it. Nobody else was really interested in a team because they didn't really have a chance. Making that one small change, taking it to just the top 4, mathematically really changed things. And so if you look at the points for last year, Bike Lab, thumbs up, we won our 3rd in a row, but it was really close, and it was, it was never a runaway, and it's been that way for the last 2 years. And then if you look last year and you look down the row, the top 5 or 6 teams are all pretty close together. So it makes it easy for, a team of 5 people. As long as those 5 people show up and have some good runs, they're going to get some really good points. They could totally compete with teams that have full rosters. Yeah. So anyway, it's fun. It's just another way to compete, another way to have fun. And honestly, it's one of the things that I really, really enjoy as part of my team. And I like I probably enjoy the team challenge competition as much as I do the individual competition. So, because it's such a dynamic thing. I can control everything that I do. I can control everything that I perform, my personal stuff. But to organize and run and try to be successful as a team, that's pretty satisfying to have all those moving parts work and come together and do that. So anyway, yeah. Todd Windricks is in the house. What's happening, Todd? Hannah Bogaski. GT says, "Cheers, Wizard. I'm enjoying a rum and coke." Back at you. That's yeah. I'm rum and coke's not my thing right now. Stephen Cordes joined, and he knows what this is. So, Jimmy Young, Trip Harrison, Jace Hargrove, Todd Davis. You got it, Steve. Screwball love. There you go. With the weird sheep on the I don't know. So I don't know what the weird sheep is. So Todd Davis, what's happening? Haven't talked to you in a while, Todd. Carolyn Fairless. Okay, so if there's any questions about the team challenge, just throw it out there. Throw a question out there. Hit me up. I think I've explained everything. It's pretty straightforward, but unfortunately, it's just I don't know. I think just people don't really pay that much attention to it sometimes, and they don't understand the rules. The top 4 thing really messes them up. So I don't know. So if you have questions, ask. I'll try to get them answered. Okay, number 5. So quick training tip. Good stuff. So I had this question. I get it a lot, especially from new riders, especially riders that are just beginning to actually really train, other than just riding their bike. But when they start trying to do, some more structured type training, I get this question comes up. But again, across the board, it's almost all new riders because they haven't, been through a training program and or had a coach, or, we've all, as experienced riders, we've gone through this before, and I've done the very same thing. So the question that I get a lot is, okay, I'm getting ready for Tour de Dirt. How long are your races? I'm a Cat 3. And they mean, how long is it in miles? How many miles are your laps? I need to start getting prepared. And the very first thing that I say is I don't answer that question. I don't give them the miles, because that's not the way you want to train. And so that's the very first, that's the thing that's the question, and that's the answer. The answer is you do not want to be training based on miles. I think that's one of the worst methods for training. Everything that we do is time-based, because you can't control everything. Are you on the road bike? Are you on the gravel bike? Are you doing a lot of climbing? Is it flat? Is the wind blowing? Is the wind calm? Are you on a mountain bike course? Is the course easy? Is it fast? Is it flowy? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is the course super technical? So you've got all of the, I just threw out, I just threw out like 15 things there that are all variables. There's a ton more variables. I just threw those out off the top of my head. All of those go into effect. So if you're training based on distance, it's not going to work. It's just not. It's just not going to play out. So what you need to do is you need to pick what you're training for. And in this case, I'm talking Tour de Dirt, because that's usually the question that I get, and that's usually the riders. That's the point of this, is you need to know the time frames. How long are you going to be riding? Yes, it helps if you know how hard it's going to be, but regardless, what we try to do with the Tour de Dirt, and it's generally good training practice anyway, I never base my training on mileage. It's all based on time. I do this for this many minutes. I do this for this many minutes. I do this for this many minutes, or I do this for an hour, or I do this for 3 hours. So it's all based on time and effort. It's never based on distance, because the distance is just too hard to control. You don't know how far you're going to go, and it's unimportant. So the key is training based on how long you need to be on the bike and how long you have to perform. So in the Tour de Dirt, the general rules are Cat 3, 1 to 1.5. So an hour to 1.5 hours. Cat 2, 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Cat 1's 2 to 2.5 hours. So it just works its way up a little bit longer, 1 to 2 to 3. All of those can vary slightly, obviously. They can vary, 10, 15 minutes either direction, and you're still okay. Obviously we don't want to go, 15 minutes less for a beginner race. That would make it really short. I really don't want to go 15 minutes over the 2.5 hour mark, although we can for a Cat 1 race, because then that makes it for a really super long race. And the difficulty makes a difference. So, if you're doing a super, super hard course like Steed, and the time frames are a little bit underneath the recommended amount, that's okay. But the whole point is you're training for an average or a ballpark of that time frame. So if you're a Cat 3, don't be training based on, I've got to be able to do a 9-mile loop. I've got to be able to do a 5-mile loop. I've got to be able to do a 7.5-mile loop. No, don't do that, because the courses are all different. The courses are all different lengths. They're different styles. They're different difficulty levels. There's different amounts of climbing. All of those things vary. So what you need to do is you need to be able to, and since we have the times controlled for a Cat 3 race, it's recommended. It's an hour to an hour and a half. Rarely do we go an hour and a half. At the back end of the field, sometimes, yes, maybe we do. But for the top 5, 6, 7, 8 people in each field, we like to have them in that 1 hour ballpark. Again, give or take 10 minutes. If you've got someone super fast, they may come in under that hour. You've got someone that's struggling a little bit, they may come in after. So that's what you need to train on. So the whole key is training on the estimated amount of time you're going to be out there. And you know that with if you look in our rule sheet, I've said it here, but it's also out there on the info page on the OKTDD.org. And you can see our rules, and we list specifically in a little grid the amount of hours that we recommend for each race. And again, that's just recommended. We try to get in there. We still hold to the old school beliefs of cross country, and that is that it's supposed to be a little bit longer. It's supposed to be a little bit hard. That is not the way that the World Cup is moving. The World Cup is moving to shorter races. In fact, our elite World Cup pro men and women only do an hour and a half. So we're not moving to that, though. That's where we're going to keep it where we are and keep rolling with it. So that's my training tip. Don't base your training on mileage. Base it on time. That's key across the board. There's not one person that I know that's doing any official training based on miles. Just not. So, Marty Fence in the house. David Isbell. What's happening, David? Joanne Kovac Roberts, John Chenault, and Hunter Farrington checked in. Welcome. Alrighty. Rocking 35 minutes. We're going to be out of here quick, which is great. Give everybody a little New Year's Eve break and let you guys, you can go finish up wrapping Christmas presents. I am going to finish with what's been a big part of my last few months, and that was the decision to bring back Lake Tom Steed. So typically I act as the director of the TdD, and I work with promoters, and the promoters do basically really all the legwork. So when you go to an event, when you roll into one of our TdD events, the promoter for that specific event did most of the work. I just provided them a guideline. I provided them support, little behind the scenes organization, and a structure. But they do all the legwork. They create the permit. They determine the course. They mark the course. They prepare the course. They do all the marketing, things of that nature. And I'm taking that on with Steed. So I'm actually also a promoter now. So I have promoted this one before in the past, like in pretty sure 04 or 05 and 06 for the last 2 years. Could be wrong. Could be 04 and 05. So long ago, I can't remember. I just know that, like, I know that maybe 04 and 05, because I think 06 was when I moved to Cat 1. And I moved to Cat 1 after my last race at Steed in the championship, losing to my good buddy Brent Wirewith after I had like 2 flats and had to hoof it in. So, yeah. So anyway, so I'm promoting Steed, and course is mostly ready. Let's see, David Isbell, Tommy Jeffries, what's happening? Yeah, so we have a 7-mile loop out there, but in a kind of a weird figure 8 where you've got 2 miles on one side and 5 miles on the other, with a 2-way in the middle connecting the figure 8. We are not doing the 2 miles. We're only going to do the 5-mile main loop. I've started posting on the event page, so go out and hit the event page up. That's where I'm going to keep things updated, so that I don't keep blowing up the TdD. I'm going to just try to post all the stuff on the event page. So you can go out to TdD and see the event. Or just look in your event list and you'll see it. It's going to be called the Tom Steed Great Escape. I just kept the name from my friends that started this way back before I started riding. And so we're going to do the 5-mile loop in the west side. It is going to be clockwise, which is actually backwards. That's okay. Doing it because it is going to be more rideable. Brandy Walker says, I'm not seeing enough correct utensils on your table. And I know I have all kinds of shit on the table, don't I? My table's a little bit out of control here. So I'm gonna have to tame it down for next week. I won't have anything on the table next week. So yeah. But then if you look in the background, I've even got my, got my little lava lamp rolling from, back in the, I don't know where it came from, back in the early 90s. But yeah, so we're going to do the 5-mile loop clockwise. It's actually like, I say 5 mile, it probably ends up being like 4.9, something like that. whatever. Every Garmin's going to be a little different. I will get the courses. I did post a course. I uploaded the course to Tour de Dirt yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and get both the main loop, which everybody will be doing. I'm going to get the prologue loop, which only the Cat 3s will be doing. I'll get both of those uploaded. I rode the prologue today in jeans while I was marking the course, so I Garmined it. So I've got a good, loop on it. So I'll get that done. I'll get it. I'll even create a segment for it, so in Strava you guys can hit it, and I'll have all that uploaded to the event page. Also posted white flags and a few wooden stakes. You can see it says Prologue, Tour de Dirt, arrows. So that's what I've marked it with. I started that today. So I think most everything's marked. Obviously, I want to ride through it. I didn't ride through the whole course today, but I marked all the junctions that I thought would need it. So there's not a lot of junctions, honestly, on this course, but there are a few exits out to the road, and there are a few little places. So, any important place, I have wooden stakes telling you Tour de Dirt, and I tell you Prologue. The only people that need to follow the Prologue, or if you're a Cat 3, you need to ride that Prologue, because you guys are going to be the only ones that get to do that. And everything else are white flagging on the right side as appropriate, because they're all supposed to be on the right side. So that's where we've done it. There is some blue ribbon out there, but that is not me. So if you guys are out there riding, the blue ribbon will keep you on the trail, obviously, but it's not me. That's not my marking. That is someone with the park doing some GPSing of all the hiking and biking trails out there. They're just GPSing some stuff, and they were marking it as they went along. So yeah, so that's the update. So it's pretty much ready to ride and mostly marked. So I'll fine tune some stuff, I guess, over the next the next month, but it's basically ready to go. I figure I have one more solid weekend out there of weed eating, and then I'm done weed eating. And I just want to touch up some places, but it's all good right now. So, all righty. Alan White's in the house. What's happening, Alan? So if you guys have any questions, you better hit me up pretty quickly. I'm going to scroll up and see if I missed anything. And if you guys have questions or comments or things you want me to talk about real quick, definitely you better throw them in, because I'm officially done with all my topics. So let's go back up and see what we got here. JB Shootman says, yes, indeed, it's looking good. Thanks, JB. Appreciate it. JB and his Medicine Park crew and they've been out several times to come pre-ride. So just saying, you guys better get out and pre-ride, because all these boys have been out here, and girls and kids. So they've all been coming out here riding this thing. Christy Claypool, welcome. Bryce Bell's in the house. Is there going to be a Kids Cup at Steed? Nick Blades. Yes, there is going to be one. I think I figured out the course today. It's really tricky at Steed, and that's the problem. You've never been here, so you don't know. But for those of you that have, the kids can't ride our course. They just can't. I wouldn't feel right putting them on our course, even the first part. And even the little, I have a little 4-mile warm-up course that they can do, or that anybody can do, and I still would not feel good putting them on that. So I have walked a little bit of a course, and I think I have something mapped out that's real short. It's going to be, I'm gonna create a couple new sections in the rocks so that they actually get to experience some rocks in 2 places, and it's going to be very spectator friendly, because it's going to be open so that you can kind of be in the middle and see them as they go around in all places. So I don't have any specifics yet, but I actually today, after I finished marking the adult course, I just hiked and walked around in the area, looking for lines and places that I wanted as I was thinking, and I think I pretty much figured out what I want to do for the Kids Cup course. So yes, we are. And I'm going to kind of just cut some new sections and run them. They're going to use a couple of the sections that we start and finish on around the start-finish area. And yeah, so I think it's going to be good, and it's going to be a mix, and it's going to give them a little bit of taste of some of the rocks. So maybe some kids walking for the first time, so they're just going to have to get used to that. John Earhart. If I'm going to drink peanut butter whiskey, should I go by the number of shots or by the time spent doing shots? So again, it plays out not only in drinking shots, but in training. It should be the well, I don't know. It's kind of a mixture, right? It's the number of shots in a given time period. That's what it's got to be. So in that case, you kind of have to mix the math. So if you're doing 5 shots in an hour, or you're doing 5 shots in 20 minutes, there you go. So you got to kind of play both on that. You can't just go time, because you may drink fast. I'm sipping, so I mean, I'm sipping. I don't take my shots. I drink my whiskey like I sip wine. So Sean Rafferty, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Hopefully we'll be up, Sean, and do some gravel and get to ride with you. Jerry Puckett, Michael Messamore joined. Barry Diffendaffer's in the house. Barry Diffendaffer, I saw your picture, man. Looks like you and some of the guys went to Lake Elk City. Looked like one of your boys got a nice chain ring scar. That was awesome. You're welcome, Nick. You're welcome. Yeah, in the past, I think the last year we did the Lake Steed, we didn't have a Kids Cup, and it was just because it was just really hard to find something there that they can ride, because honestly, the terrain's pretty gnarly. So yeah, but it's first race of the season, so guess what? You got to do it. All right. Very different. So Barry, you haven't been to Elk City before, huh? You just been doing gravel. You haven't done mountain bike. I saw you were with Doc Krieger as well too. Well, when you guys get ready, I got a little trail you guys can ride. So I'm not sure you guys would like me very much though if I take you out to Steed right now. So alrighty, I think that wraps it. Sean, I won't be. I'm not going to do a Christmas ride tomorrow. I've actually been taking a few days off. I rode a little bit today just to map a course. I rode for a couple. I don't know. I rode for like 20 minutes, I think. So, trying to rest my knee a little bit. I'm having a little knee issue, so I'm trying to take some time off. And so I don't know. I'll probably won't ride hard again until I don't know, probably Friday. So I'm probably going to take all the way off until Friday. So oh yeah, awesome, Sean. So we'll see you at Land Run for sure. Then you're doing the double. We have a couple on our team doing the double too. So and since you're doing the double, I'll probably be there. There'll be several of us there. So if you need anybody to watch the kids or anything like that, or get your kids to breakfast or whatever during the Land Run, just holler at us. We'll figure it out. Excellent, Barry. Chip and Charlotte Smith joined just in time for me to close up shop. So, cheers. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. And I will see you guys next Tuesday live from Shawnee, talking with Craig at Spokelahoma, talking gravel, and whatever else happens to come up. So, awesome. Peace. See you guys.